Hey, casual crypto investor family. Happy Friday. This is the casual crypto investor. I'm back with another video. In this video, man, this whole Bitcoin ETF thing is, I'm just going to say interesting to be quite frank. First, we had the crazy tweet from Gary Gensler and the SEC saying that they approved it. Then they said their account was hacked. They didn't approve it. Then the following next day, it gets approved, right? Then Gary Gensler, I'm going to play a clip for you guys, right? And Gary Gensler comes out and says, be careful with Bitcoin. It's not to be trusted and all these things, right? And I'm going to play the crowd. I'm paraphrasing the clip, right? And I'm going to let you guys and gals listen to it, right? And, I don't trust this thing. I mean, to be 100% with you guys, have I bought Bitcoin? Yes, I have bought some. I currently really don't hold any Bitcoin. Every now and then I might use it to fund a particular transaction or something like that. But it's not my largest holding at all. This whole Bitcoin thing just seems funny to me. I'm just being quite honest, 100% with you. I know there's a lot of crypto investors that have a big chunk of their portfolio in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that's great. And I'm not hating on that by no means at all. But it just that old phrase, right? Something's rotten in Denmark, right? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Bitcoin, in my opinion, I'm going to share some content with you on why I feel that way. I'm going to be in and out, showing you some clips. And I'm going to be giving you guys my opinion on. I already kind of gave you somewhat of my opinion on why I'm not a really big Bitcoin holder, but I do realize Bitcoin's importance on the crypto ecosystem, right? And in terms of cryptocurrencies, right? It was a first step in terms of getting it approved, right? And getting crypto to the table, so to speak, from an investment standpoint. So I do acknowledge Bitcoin's role in that place, right? But when it comes to having a large holding in Bitcoin and all this kind of stuff, I rather, spend my money on other plays that can get me other, great returns, like, the Cardanos, the XRPs, the Solanas. Some I have a little bit of Solana. I just think there's other plays out there that I can get a little bit more bang for my buck, and just from an investment comfort zone standpoint, I think it's just a little bit a better play for me, in my opinion. Now, you have to do what's right for you. That's not investment advice. I'm just giving you, some insight of my thought process, what I think about Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff. But not to say that I don't think Bitcoin isn't important. It definitely is important. But the thing that there's just so many questions with it, right? It just amazes me that with Bitcoin, we don't even know what Satoshi looks like. We never met him. Now, I'm sure the government and all that kind of stuff, that's a different conversation. But, we don't even know what this guy looks like. We don't even know. And all of a sudden it gets approved. No questions asked. So it's just, I don't know. It just is fishy to me, right? But I'll be back. I'm going to show you guys a quick clip. But before we do that, let's just take a look at the overall crypto market. Currently, we're down almost 4.25%, or a little bit above 4.25%. Right now, we're at a $1.77 trillion market cap. Bitcoin is under $45,000 right now. After this whole Bitcoin ETF thing, like a lot of you guys, I thought that a lot of money was instantly going to flood into Bitcoin, and it really hasn't yet. Now granted, maybe over time, and as they continue to develop all these different ETF products and all this kind of stuff, maybe over time, uh, you know, crypto or the Bitcoin will increase in price and all that kind of stuff. But right now, it wasn't so much of the reaction that I thought it would be, as many of you guys thought out there too as well. Ethereum's under 2,700 right now. XRP is under 60 cents. That's a great opportunity. Actually, I might pick up some more XRP today. It's under 60 cents. Cardano's under 60 cents too as well, which is looking pretty juicy right there in terms of price point. So I'm going to play the clip for you in regards to Gary Gensler. coming out and giving his opinion on what Bitcoin is. But, my question to you guys is if he's saying all these negative things about Bitcoin, then why did he approve it, right? That's my question, right? So I'm going to play that clip for you, and I'll be back in a second.
Joining us right now, first on CNBC, following that decision that some have described as historic, is SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Chair Gensler, we appreciate you being with us. Let me start by asking you this. Do you consider the decision historic? And it appears that it's a decision that you made either reluctantly or perhaps even begrudgingly.
Well, look, Andrew, this has been considered for a long time. As you know, starting under Chair Clayton, we had disapproved a number of these over the years, and something had changed. I'm a deep believer in the rule of law and a respect for the courts, and taking a new court decision into consideration, we move forward. I think this is the most sustainable path forward. So
it appears, though, from what you're saying and reading through the decision as well, that what changed is not necessarily something inherent to crypto or Bitcoin per se, but what changed was what the courts did. Is that the way to think about this?
Well, I mean, we do everything here at the Securities and Exchange Commission within the law and within how the courts interpret those laws. And that's what the American people expect, and that's what we do here.
What is your message to investors about Bitcoin now? Because we're going to have all sorts of public investors now potentially have access to Bitcoin in a way that they didn't before. We were just talking to Larry Fink. He said that he got a huge wave of new investors getting into Bitcoin through this ETF. You have still suggested to be cautious about it. And I'm trying to understand how you think about those cross currents in terms of the message you're telling investors.
Well, look, Bitcoin itself, we did not approve, we do not endorse. This is a product called an exchange-traded product, a way that investors can invest in that underlying non-security commodity called Bitcoin. But yes, investors, I think, should be aware that the underlying asset is a highly speculative, volatile asset, and amongst its use cases is really for illicit activity, money laundering and sanctions and ransomware and the like. And I know that you've asked other people over the last few days, is it being used as a store of value? It's a speculative, volatile store of value. Is it being used as a payment anywhere? Are we buying cups of coffee with it? Not really. The only payment mechanism it's being used for, in sort of in a primary sense, is illicit activity. So I think you've been spot on about that, Andrew.
Okay, so now I'm going to play a clip from another individual, businessman. His name is Dan Pena, right? And this is his profile too as well. He's been on several different financial talks, TED Talks, all kind of stuff in the economic space, right? Banking, all that kind of stuff, right? He's been in the game for a minute. A lot of people might be already familiar with him. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a clip from Dan Pena. And he basically was saying that if you knew who really was behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you can, right? And so just quick disclaimer, if you have kids in the room, he does drop some F-bombs on his little video here on his feelings about Bitcoin. And, do I fully agree 100%? I'm kind of in the middle, but at the same time, I am, let's just say, casually cautious in regards to Bitcoin, right? So I'm going to play this clip for you, and I'll be right back. And I definitely would like to know what you guys think.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. I know. 100%. If you knew who owned Bitcoin or who started Bitcoin, you had Bitcoin, you couldn't sleep at night. I know. 100%. And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero.
One day.
And a microsecond, whoop, like that. If you...
And that's it, guys. And so, yeah, let me know what you think about Bitcoin. Love to hear your thoughts. Love to hear your feedback. Do you have Bitcoin? Do you like Bitcoin? Are you still buying Bitcoin? What's your take on it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I know I sometimes forget to mention this too as well. Make sure you click that notification bell so that way you're updated. When I drop a new video, you get a little notification pop up. So make sure you do that too as well if you like this type of content. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.